That's fun. There was an attempted login that failed. That's really cool. Hey there and welcome back. My name is Gardiner, your friendly neighborhood developer advocate with Linode. Today I wanted to talk to you about installing aaPanel as a Linode one-click app. aaPanel is a popular open source free control panel with robust features and a mobile app. aaPanel provides a feature-rich alternative control panel for users who need critical control panel functionality but don't need to pay for more niche or premium features. aaPanel is open source and consistently maintained with weekly updates. The first thing you're going to need is a Linode account. If you don't have a Linode account, you can head down in the description to get some free credit to get you started. So once you're all logged into the dashboard, go ahead and click on Marketplace here on the left. Now once we're in the Marketplace, we're going to scroll down just a little bit and find aaPanel in the list. Now let's scroll down a little bit more. So setting up aaPanel is actually very simple. We're just going to scroll down here. We already have our image selected, which is CentOS 7, and then we're going to select the region or the data center that we want to have our aaPanel instance set up in. So we're going to choose Newark, New Jersey here. We're going to scroll down here a little bit more. We're going to select shared CPU and we're going to choose the Linode 4GB plan. And this will give us just a little bit of extra headroom to run something like aaPanel and then also have a web server set up to do whatever else we might need to do, like having a website or a few virtual hosts set up on one machine. So let's go ahead and select the 4GB Linode plan. We can scroll down here and we can see we have aaPanel US East. We're going to supply a root password, and we can add an SSH key. I'm not going to do that right now. We'll scroll down, and you know what? We don't need any of these either. So let's actually just hit Create Linode. After a few minutes of provisioning, our aaPanel instance will be up and ready to go. So we're going to pause the video here and we'll wait and come back in a minute. All right, we now have aaPanel set up and running on our Linode. Let's move on to the next step. So we're actually going to open up a terminal and we're going to type in SSH root at, and we're going to copy our IP address and paste it right in here. We can type in yes, we trust that, because this is just asking, SSH is just asking us if we trust this device because we've never actually connected to it before. So if we hit yes, and we can type in the password we specified. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to type in cat/root and then .aaPanel info. We're going to hit enter. So this is actually going to give us our aaPanel credentials here. So we're going to select this. We're going to open that up here. Boom. And it's going to ask us to log in. So let's select that and select this and hit login. Now this is one of my favorite features of aaPanel, is it will get you set up with exactly the kind of stuff that you need to have installed. We're going to select LAMP here because Apache, SQL, PHP, that's what I'm most familiar with. So we'll go ahead and hit one-click install. And we can actually see a readout of what is going on the server. Now this might take a few minutes. All right, so now that the LAMP stack has been installed, we can go over here to website and we can add a new site. So what we do now is type in the domains that we want, one domain per line. And if you want to specify a port number other than 80, which is the default, you can follow the domain with a colon. So if we wanted to do linodians.net, and if we also wanted to do www.linodians.net, and there we go, we have our domains set up. Now, if we wanted to have it on port 443 or whatever we wanted to do, we could do that. But we don't need to do that because there will be certificates set up later on in the process. Now we can set our website path. This is where the root of the website is going to live. We can create an FTP or not. We can add a database or not. We're not going to add a database here. And there is SSL here. I'm not going to set up SSL. I'm not going to set up a redirect for SSL either. because, you know, we haven't set up our domains yet. Actually, let's go back over here, select our IP address here, and we'll go back to our domains, select linodians.net, and we're going to choose linodians.net, our A record here. Let's go ahead and edit that and put in our IP address now. So that's the IP address we want to send people to when they go to our website. And so that's going to be on this server over here. So we should be able to just apply for SSL. It might not work initially because it takes a minute to replicate across the DNS system. But we're just going to hit submit and call that good for now. And the website was created. That's pretty awesome. Now you can see that the SSL didn't get set, and that's kind of to be expected, honestly. I literally just set up the linodians.net domain name to be the correct one. So yeah, let's go here, and we can actually add multiple more domains to this configuration, which is pretty cool. Let's see, we have our subdirectory binding, site directory, default indexes. So when you go to a web page and you don't type in a file name, these are the defaults that get pulled. So if you have an index.php in there and you have an index.html, because index.php is first, that's going to be the item that gets pulled first. We have our configuration, and this configuration file was actually generated by the whole process of setting up a new site on here. We have SSL configuration, PHP version, so we can select which PHP version we want. Oh, we can add Composer in here. Wow, that's pretty cool, actually. We can set up reverse proxies, so we could access something like a, if we're running a Docker image on our machine, we can actually set up reverse proxies in here. That's such a handy tool. Hotlink protection, so this prevents JPEGs and other images and types of files from being loaded cross-domain. So that's that. If we go to files, though, we can actually go into linodians.net, and we can see that there are some default files in here. So let's go ahead and open index.html. Oh, we're going to double click it to edit this file, and you can see that we actually have a rather robust file editing tool here. So let's actually open linodians.net. So you can see we have congratulations, the site was created successfully. So if we go back here, we can actually double click on our index.html, and you can see that that's that, right? So we can actually make any modifications we want here. So we can say, let's say, welcome to linodians.net. And we can put whatever we want in here. If we hit save now, we can go back and we refresh the page. There you go. There are a bunch of other really cool things that you can do here. You can deploy a website from a Git repository, and you can actually log into your terminal here, and you can actually do all kinds of administrative stuff that's a little deeper than just, what's built into the web interface. You can also see that you can manage your cron tab here, so you can create tasks that you want to run. This allows you to automate a lot of processes that you would have on your server. And of course, you can actually add Google Authentication, which is not actually Google Authentication. What that is actually going to be two-factor authentication. And so what we want to do here is on your phone, you can actually add two-factor authentication. So you can open up your TFA app. I'm actually using free OTP Plus from the F-Droid store. And if I tap on the little the scan icon, I can actually scan the QR code on my screen. Now I have the code on my phone. I can close that, and now a Google Authenticator is set up. So the next time I go to log in, I actually have to get the code from my phone as a second factor of authentication. There's databases that you can manage. I don't have any databases set up yet. If we go to monitor, we can see that we have the system monitor set up and displaying. If we, want to see everything going on, we have security. Security shows us what ports are available and accessible over through our firewall here. And there's an app store, and you can download any of these apps and add them to your instance of aaPanel. And there's actually quite a few apps. A lot of these are going to be built into the package manager, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Now, some of them you have to actually pay for. If you want to have like your mobile app available, you have to actually pay $2.95. But most of the other stuff here is going to be free, and that's pretty awesome. But anyway, that's aaPanel. aaPanel is really powerful, and it's just a drop-in replacement for some of the more proprietary control panels that you would see, web interfaces for. Now, if you found this video fun, if you thought it was useful, hit that like button. It really helps us out here. You can also hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the cool things that we're doing here on Linode. That's going to do it for now, though. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.